So this is my very first video about Love Says Go. I was going to write it down, but I decided that instead of writing it down, I would say it because God was telling me in the shower. I prayed upon it and I asked God to bless these words, and so that's why my hair is dripping wet and I'm in my robe. But my whole point of saying that is saying this: that when I think of Love Says Go, I think of it based on people's opinions, and it means, I'm sorry if I look up, I think when I look up, so I apologize. It's not because I'm being weird. So, when I think of Love Says Go, I think of the fact that it's based off of everybody's perception, and if you're being creative, and you have a creative mind, then you can be creative in art and song. I tend to find that words are very creative. I think words are the most profound thing in this world. I think you can destroy a nation just based off of words. You can lead legions of people based off of words. You can literally destroy somebody's entire identity and entire being. And they don't even have to be true words. They can just be words. And if they're filled with enough hate and enough energy, they create things to happen. And that's how come God says gossip is so bad, is because words have so much power. This is what I believe. And I'm saying this because Love Says Go to me means, all right, I love you so much that you and me, we're going to go right now, and we're going to live the rest of our lives together. And we're going to be together forever, eternity based. You and I are going to walk together forever. That's what Love Says Go to me. It says to me, you know. And my life is nothing of a fairy tale. There were no Cinderellas or Snow Whites at my house. There were, but I didn't see them that way. I was always hating on them. I was always mad at them because they were always like happy and pretty and sunshiny, and I wasn't. So that was me though. Anyways, but all I can say is from the moment that I went into Coy Scholl's hospital bed, into his hospital room. He's my husband's cousin, and they used to spend all kinds of times together. But anyway, when I went in there, I saw him, and he was so sick, and he looked so happy though. He looked so genuinely loved and happy. That's what that was. I just realized that right now, it was how happy he was. It wasn't even what he was saying to me. It was like how genuinely powerful he looked, even though he looked so sick. And I never got to meet Coy before he went, but the energy I felt at that service was beyond reproach. It really was. I apologize. I'm an ugly crier. But when I walked into that room and I walked out of it, well, actually, when I walked out of the room, Richard, his father, who had welcomed me into the hospital room, even though he didn't know who I was, and I had explained to him who I was, and he understood who I was, but he didn't actually know me, and so he didn't have to trust me. He didn't have to think that I was there on good merit. He just had to believe that I was, and he did, and he welcomed me into the hospital room, and his wife was so sad, and I loved that she was still so willing to just be a lady and speak to me and be hospitable, even though her son is sitting right there. And it just was a moment filled with nothing but sheer love because they knew that their son was dying. And I'm not saying that I'm grateful for him dying, but I'm grateful that I went to say goodbye for Eric, because it changed my life so profoundly. The very next day, I went to Passion City
all by myself, not with my friend Yolanda, just all by myself. And I cried out and I asked God. I didn't understand. I didn't even ask God for anything. I told him the truth. I told him I needed him. And that all I wanted was him. That's it. I wanted the love that I had seen in that room, and that's what I wanted. And I wanted that love, and I knew I could get it with God. I knew it because he had been in my life, and he had put himself in my life even when I was full of sin. When I was sitting at my hardest and my deepest, when God was more than a little bit far away from me. Even though he was so far away from me as far as my morals and what I was doing, God still blessed me and guided me, and I knew it, and I felt it. And I was angry at it. And so, when I saw that love, that is my love says go. That is when I was able to say, okay, I'm ready to go, God. Because whatever that is, I don't want it right before I die. I want it now. I want that. And I am so grateful for that. So I hope that makes sense. And I am sorry for the ugly cry. I hope this only goes on audio instead of actual video. But we'll see whatever Myron does. He might say it's really powerful to put it on video. But it's up to him. Alright. Alright, I love you guys. I really genuinely do. All of you. And Vera, Brandon, Myron. I forgot Myron's wife's name. But she's really sweet to me. And, Yolanda, I love you. I love you for never giving up. You didn't give up on me even when I was, like, ignoring you. And you were like, you're going to ignore me? You're going to ignore me, really? Thank you for being the persistent Yolanda that you always are. I needed that. You are a big part of my entire core of reason as what God is now my core. So I appreciate it. And I'm imagining looking at you, and that's why I'm looking over there. So, I forgot. Alright, thank you. We love you. Bye.